Mysterious massive holes have been found appearing in Siberia. Some holes are over 100 feet deep and can be connected to extensive cave systems. And while some videos on TikTok might try to convince you that these are portals to hell, the reality is much more depressing. Like, unironically, would be kind of cool if they were like portals or, zombies started coming out of them. But, well, actually, the zombie thing might not be too far off. What's up, Doomers? Siberia has a lot of methane trapped in permafrost. If you don't know what methane is, just turn on your stove. That gas is methane. Companies call it natural gas because it's a better marketing term. It makes you more likely to buy it. And one of the first things you learn when operating one is to never leave it running unattended because it can explode. Do you see what I'm getting at here? As global warming ramps up, the permafrost in Siberia starts melting, causing the methane that was trapped to start accumulating below ground. It creates a mound and eventually reaches such a pressure that it'll explode. But this phenomenon usually never occurs on Earth. It usually happens in space. They're known as cryovolcanoes, ice volcanoes. Here's a picture of one of those volcanoes on Ceres. Scientists theorize that these planets had a storage of ammonia or methane that built up to such an extent that it eventually exploded, similar to what's happening here on Earth. Methane that was trapped for thousands of years in permafrost is violently rupturing onto the surface. Global warming is actually causing a lot of features in the Arctic to change. Formerly frozen land is turning into bogs and wetlands, which in turn are also releasing methane. Scientists aren't sure why there's so much methane in Siberia in the first place, but they're very concerned about being released into the atmosphere, calling it a ticking time bomb. Methane is a greenhouse gas. It's 25 to 80 times more potent than carbon dioxide. It's a positive feedback loop, as hotter temperatures will cause more methane to be released, which in turn will make the temperature hotter, which in turn will release even more methane. But it's not just that. Viruses that were trapped in the ice are coming back to life. Jean-Michel Clavier, a French scientist that studies samples of permafrost taken from Siberia, has found ancient viruses in the ice, the oldest one being 48,000 years old. He tested one of the viruses he found in a lab, and it was able to successfully infect amoebas. But he says he's found traces of many other viruses, and there's no reason that there wouldn't be one capable of infecting people. In 2016, an anthrax outbreak in Siberia killed 2,000 reindeer and hospitalized 90 humans. The anthrax spores were released when the permafrost melted due to the hot summer, with scientists saying that it probably initially froze due to trade during the Mongol Empire. The permafrost thawing can also lead to radiation poisoning. During the Cold War, a lot of radioactive waste was just dumped into the Arctic, and now that it's unfreezing, it's emitting back into the atmosphere. If you want more Doomer, my video on contaminated water supplies in the US was shadow banned, so please check it out if you've got the time. Thank you for watching, and please consider liking and subscribing.